he testified he made $90,000 in 2024, and his child support is currently at minimum wage. That's crazy, Your Honor. He obviously should be paying more. I mean Mr. Russell is not currently in arrears. We are asking for an increase of child support, but we are not in agreement with exactly how much. I think historically, I guess in 2019, Mr. Russell was ordered to pay $1,116 per month in child support and $342 in medical support. And of course, in 2020, his child support obligation was reduced to minimum wage and is currently at minimum wage, I believe.
Okay. All right then. And what's the status of his current employment? Is the state aware of
that? Somewhat, but he has not provided any documentary evidence to prove any of this, Your Honor.
All right, here's the problem, Mr. Russell. When you were served with a copy of the paperwork, that paperwork ordered you to provide the state copies of your bank accounts, of your W-2s, and several other items concerning the financial information as per your ability to pay child support. Technically, sir, under the rules of Texas civil procedure, if you did not provide that information as per the request of production that were in those original pleadings, you technically cannot testify to what your current income is, sir. That's you can't not do what the court ordered you to do originally and then come in and testify to what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and let the state call his witnesses. I'm going to go ahead and see how far we can get. But sir, if you do not provide that information, and again, lay people don't read their pleadings very well. But it's I assure you, I just looked, it's in there. So the bottom line is, sir, we'll see whether or not you're going to be able to testify to these circumstances. And because right now, sir, nobody in this state is making minimum wage. Not even a 15-year-old working at McDonald's is making minimum wage. Okay, so and I need to know. And so if you're working, we need to know about it. If you're not, we need to know about it and what your financial circumstances are. So at this time, folks, I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you both as individual witnesses. Let's see how far we're going to get today, based on the undisclosed discovery responses that are necessary in this case. And let's find out again how far we're going to get today based on that. So at this time, ma'am, sir, I'm going to ask you both to raise your right hands and let's get you under oath. All right, you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony going to give you today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you.
I do.
All right, Mr. Russell, do you so swear, sir?
Yeah, I do.
All right, you're both technically under oath and you may proceed. Thank you. May I call your first witness then, Miss Betzler?
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Marquesha Gary. Ms. Gary, will you state your name?
Marquesha Gary.
Do you know what Mr. Russell was employed doing in 2019 when he was paying the higher child support?
He was a government contractor working overseas. I don't know what company because I never know where he works. I just know based on his taxes, he was a government contractor.
And do you still believe that Mr. Russell makes more than minimum wage right now?
Yes, he does. He's a business owner.
How do you know this?
I submitted the paperwork to the courts that he owns J&M Lanes. And also it uses his address, and he admitted back in our modification December 10th, 2024 that he does own that business.
Where do you get this information?
The vehicle that's parked in front of his home with the MDOT number, I looked that information up. It goes back to Joshua Russell's home, where his address is and his phone number as well. And again, he admitted that that is his business when we had our modification here in December 10th.
And then, so you're familiar with his home?
Yes, I dropped my daughter off there.
Does he own his home?
I know that, not that I know of, no.
What is the condition of the home?
What do you mean?
I mean, is it a nice home? Is it a,
Yes, it's fairly nice. He lives in a nice area.
okay. Do you know what kind of car he drives?
He only has the vehicle that's attached to his business, which is the Dodge Ram that I know
And
of.
what year is it?
Not sure. It's a newer vehicle, but I'm not sure what year it is.
Have you seen any documentary evidence that shows his income today?
No, I haven't had a physical conversation or actual conversation with Joshua Russell in forever.
Do you have access to his to private medical or dental insurance for your child?
Only insurance I know of is my daughter has Medicaid, which has been part of the court order since he's been on child support.
And so what is he currently ordered to pay for child support
$218.
and for medical support?
I don't recall. I think they take $75 or so up through the Medicaid through the ALG. I have to look on the thing for what it says, but it's the forms that you guys send me separates how much.
I'll pass witness, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, be back here in just a second. Go ahead and call your next witness, please. Thank you.
I'll call Joshua Russell.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
sir. Yeah, please state your full name for the record, Mr. Russell.
Joshua Russell?
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Do you have access to private medical or dental insurance for your child?
No, I'm a private medical from home, so
How many children do you have?
I have two.
How old are the other children?
Janiyah is 15, my other child is 5, or she'll be 5 next week.
Okay, so you have two children total, and Janiyah is the child in this case, and you have one child out of this case. Does this child live with you?
Yes,
Okay, so I know a while ago in 2015, you were ordered to pay $287 each month and then 70 cash medical because your gross monthly was $1,728.48, correct?
yes,
And then in 2019, you were ordered to pay $1,116 per month for child support and $342 for cash medical monthly, correct?
yes.
And how were you employed in 2019?
In 2019, I was a mechanic in the oil field. I worked for 2019. I worked for 3 different companies in 2019. I worked for Halliburton. I worked for AG Heavy Haul, and I also worked for Keen Energy.
And did you send any tax returns to the OAG's office?
No, I didn't.
Did you send any check stubs
No, I did not.
or any other financial information?
No, ma'am, I did not.
And your child support was changed in 2020 to minimum wage. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I guess I'm not. Why did it change?
It changed because I had got laid off from the oil field at the end of 2019, and then 2020 I couldn't find work because of COVID-19.
Okay, and then in 2021, were you able to find work?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing?
The first 6 months of 2021, I worked for a mom and pop mechanic shop in Killeen, and then I went.
How much were you making?
There, I was 1099. I think I made within the 6 months I worked there, I made like 20,000. And then I went overseas. I worked for 3 months for a company, Mentum. I worked for Mentum as a mechanic over there for 3 months.
And how much did you make then?
I think I made 30,000 over that 3 month period.
And then after that,
In
in
2020,
2022, I guess it's 2022.
yes, ma'am. In 2022, I went back to work for another contract company overseas. The name of that company was Wolf Creek.
And how much were
And
you
I
making then?
made 45,000 for, well, it's supposed to be 45,000 for the year. But I got sick in the middle of 2022. I got Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer. So I was out of work for 8 months. I went back to work in 2023 for 6 months. I went back to Amentum. I worked for them for 6 months. I made approximately $60,000. At the end of 23, I didn't work again until January of 24. When I went back to work in January 24, I went and worked for a company called Vectrus. I worked for them for approximately 9 months, and I made about 90,000 with them. There was a short-term contract, so within the 9 months, I'd already had plans to come home and start my own business. That's when I came home. I bought my truck, and I paid for my DOT numbers and got on the road to start driving for myself.
Okay, so right now you own your own business. That's correct?
That is correct.
And what kind of business is it?
It's a hot shot business.
Can you explain what that is?
It's pretty much driving cargo across the country for hire.
And then how do you get paid for this work?
I negotiate a price with the shipper. They tell me how much they're willing to pay. I try to get how much I can get out of it. So then I move the cargo from point A to point B.
Are you being paid per mile?
No, I do not get paid per mile. I get paid per load, but I try to base the amount of the load off the miles.
All right, so you say you started that in 2024?
I started this in 2020 at the end of 2024. Yes, Your Honor.
And how, what month?
Approximately. I started all the paperwork and I got my authority in September, but I didn't actually get on the road until December.
Okay. May proceed.
How much do you pay yourself?
Approximately about $600 a week. That's what I can't afford to pay myself. If I could afford to pay myself more, I would, but I can't afford to pay myself anymore because I'm currently in debt from starting the business. My insurance alone last year cost me $35,000. I cannot, I'm not making any money.
Okay, did you bring any profit or loss statements for this business?
No, ma'am, I haven't done my books yet. I just started this. I've only been at it for 9 months. I'm learning as I go. I'm trying to figure this out.
And you said earlier that at this current job, you're working 60 hours per week. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I'm self-employed. I run my own business. I probably put more than 60 hours a week in, but legally, I'll tell you I work 60 hours a week.
Okay, and then do you get VA benefits?
I do.
How much is that per month?
It's $870 about.
And do you rent or own your own home?
Don't rent or own a home.
I say, what's your disability percentage, please?
40%, Your Honor.
Thank you. May proceed.
Okay, well, where do you live then?
I live with my girlfriend. She rents. I'm just
So
on the lease as somebody who lives there. I'm not signed on the lease. Anything that happens in that house has nothing to do with me. I'm just on there as somebody who lives there.
okay, do you own a vehicle?
I do not own a vehicle. Only vehicle I own is the truck I'm driving for work.
So who pays your groceries? Your girlfriend?
Yes.
And your electricity, she pays it too?
Yes.
How much does she pay?
Don't know.
Let's not go to that. Let's not go down that path. Okay, sorry.
I'll pass a witness, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I'll start with you, sir, and then I'll go to me, ma'am. Is there anything else? I'll start with you, sir. Is there anything else you think I need to know or any other information you want to provide at this time, sir?
Your Honor, only thing I have to say is I'm not opposed to paying more for child support. I know it costs more than $200 or $300 to take care of my child every month, and I'm okay with paying more for child support. But the number they're giving me, $1,200, $1,300 to pay in child support every month, I can't. I can't honestly pay that. I wish I could, because I would. I would
Okay,
more than I would do whatever I can for my child.
I haven't heard any specific amounts that the state's requesting or the mom, but I'm getting ready to get to them and see what they're requesting and how and what they're basing that on. So at this time, is there anything else, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I'm gonna go with you, Miss Gary. At this time, is there? I'll go ahead and ask you. Is there anything else you think I additionally didn't need to know, ma'am? And again, you can testify to anything you are not witness to, or he told you directly. But anything else you heard, or anything you technically even if you read it on Facebook, it's not admissible. It's because it's hearsay, ma'am. But if there's any direct testimony that or information he gave you, or anything that you saw as not witness, ma'am, you can testify to. So I'll let you go ahead and tell the court that information now. Thank you.
No, just so say I gave the information that I had. Like I didn't go to no one. I went direct and sent the information I'd found on my own.
All
And
right. All right. All right, Ms. Betzler, a closing statement at this time, ma'am.
I think from his testimony, we know for a fact that Mr. Russell is underemployed just by the history, and then by his testimony, he testified he made $90,000 in 2024, and his child support is currently at minimum wage. That's crazy, Your Honor. That's decidedly more than minimum wage. He said that he worked.
Okay, ma'am, I get it. Don't you don't have to go into the whether or not it's sane. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Okay,
That's
but
okay.
yeah, I mean, he obviously should be paying more. I mean,
All right, well,
he makes more than minimum wage.
yes, ma'am. I wrote down the different amounts he made over the last 3 or 4 years. Obviously, I can look at the last year's and I can look and see what he's doing this year. I am looking at doing a temporary order, maybe, and then getting a copy of his financials at the end of the year. But for right now, I am definitely looking at doing something at least for a temp. And again, I haven't sat down and done the entire math, but that's on his testimony, because he testified since COVID what he's done and the different amounts he had. And I haven't figured out those averages yet, but I'm taking all that under advisement for a moment here. But at this time, I'm asking the state, is there a specific amount the state's requesting based on what the state has heard or has been able to calculate since you've been working this case? Thank you.
We're requesting that the 90,000, Your Honor, per year divided by 12. That's $7,500 per month. And I realize that's gross monthly, but I mean, that's what we're requesting, Your Honor.
Your Honor, how can I pay money I don't receive? That's all I'm asking.
Okay, here's the deal, sir. I know you're not a lawyer. What the law is, I'm supposed to look at the last, at least the last year, and I can go back a year and see what you were earning. But obviously, that's not your current circumstance, and I've heard what your current circumstances are. And the state could ask for one amount, mom could ask for an amount, but I get to do the math. And again, I don't know what your final year total for this year is going to be. So I'm only looking at doing a temporary order that's going to get me until January, and I'll give you a deadline to get the court a copy of your tax information for this year, and your leaving and I almost said leaving an earnings statement because you're not I'm sorry. Your financial activity report as far as what you're actually earning, profit and loss, and any copies of your income tax for next year for the year 2025. And I know a lot of times people, that you're in business, you don't have to file income tax till the end of September, October. But I get deadlines, and if you don't meet those deadlines, then my deadline is always April 15th. Then the court gets to go freelance on you. So so I'm gonna give you a opportunity, sir, to get you, but you need to get your records. You need to get those bank statements, informations. Look at the paper you served with. You are already give your bank statements to the Attorney General along with all that other information. I'm going to take this under advisement and come up with an amount for temporary child support. I'm gonna reset this for 9 a.m. on Thursday, Ms. Betzler, where I can go ahead and do the math on this and do a temporary order on this. They'll start the first day of September. And but I haven't had a chance to go through the individual years and do the math as far as what I may not be able to do. So again, I'm leaving minimum wage behind, but until I get an accurate depiction of what his annual income is and take a look at it, and I'm going to come up with this amount as far as the temporary order is concerned. Because we're dealing with an older child here. You only got so much longer to pay for this child, sir. So I'm not trying to maximize or over you to pay, sir. But obviously, we got to get away from the minimum wage, and I got to figure out what the amount is going to be for the next 4 months, the next 4 to 5. I was like, it could be up next 8 or 9 months. But we're going to go ahead and let you get your information and get it to the state, and we'll see what comes of all that. So I'm going to start with you, sir. Questions, Mr. Russell?
No, Your Honor, no questions.
All right, Ms. Gary, any questions? You're muted, ma'am. You're muted.
Are we gonna have to come back to court again?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You have to come back for a final order, but you have to show. You do not have to come back this coming Thursday because I'm just going to make a ruling. Okay.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to see, like, because I was said we're gonna have to go through this whole sitting through the whole docket thing again, like all day, because I have to take off work the next
I
time.
don't know that at this point. I don't know if I'm going to set this for a special, but again, ma'am, I don't have the information. He's working. He's not working for anybody else, and I can go ahead and make an average and just do it based on that. But for right now, I really want a copy of his bank records, and I want to see what he's actually earning. And the state is did tender to make that request, so he needs to send over his entire bank records for 2025 to the state, and I'm going to that's going to be part of the order. I can let you know that ahead of time, sir. You've got until the 15th of September to get a copy of those bank records, PDFs, to the state of Texas, showing what your income is. And that'll include I'm sorry, sir. How many bank accounts do you have? You have a separate bank account for this business, or you just have one bank account where everything comes in?
I have separate bank accounts for the business.
How many? That's not good, sir. How many bank accounts do you have for the business?
I have one bank account for the business.
Okay, that's what I'm sorry. And what's the name of it? Where's that bank account through, sir?
Navy Federal.
I'm sorry, Navy Federal.
Navy Federal, yes, sir.
All right, need a copy of that for the year. You also got money coming in through your VA disability, sir. Where's that coming through? What bank is that coming through?
USAA.
All right, need a copy of both those. Any other bank accounts, sir?
I have a personal account with Navy Federal.
And you have two accounts with Navy Federal?
I have multiple accounts with Navy Federal. I have a bank account, I have a checking account, and I have my business account, checking and savings.
All right, here's the deal, sir. USAA and everything with Navy Federal, and that's I'm going to give you. I'm on a PDF printout of that for the entire year of 2025, and I'm going to give you until September 15th to get that information. It's all downloadable, and I'll need you to get back into a breakout room with the state to verify the email address you need to send that to for that purpose. And I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm resetting this matter for a temporary order, ruling on this matter for 9 a.m. This coming Thursday. Neither you have to appear for that, but I am going to go ahead and want to do a pre-trial on you guys once the state has your information. So I'm probably looking at and since mom is stuck here all day, ma'am, I'm gonna look at a special setting date in early October to get you back in here where you're the only case I have at that time, where I can get an update on what the state has learned as far as the financials are concerned, and whether or not I need to modify the child support going forward based on those financials. So let's look at a date in October where you're the only case I have. So here we go. Zoom. Okay. All right, I'm in 2026, so I need to get the heck out of there and come back to 2025, October. All right, I'm thinking that's a holiday, the 13th. Is the 13th of October Columbus Day holiday?
Is that a real holiday?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was asking that of my sister, so yeah, okay. So that's why we got Comanche on the next Monday. So let's see what I got for those Fridays. All right, that's not a good date, but the 17th looks like, okay. All right, folks, looks like I've got,
You do have 11:30 open on October the 16th, if that's what you're looking for.
okay, I see that. I was also looking at, I don't know if, I don't see anything on Monday afternoon, October the 6th either.
Right, that's open as well.
All right then, folks. All right, here's what I'm going to do, sir. You got to the 15th of September to get the state all that data. The state has approximately 3 weeks to go over that data and come back and give the court their financial appraisal of what that information is for all your neighborhood federal accounts and for this and from your USAA account to see what money's coming in and what's going out. And I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a special setting at 1:30 p.m. on October the 6th. And you're the only case I have at that time, ma'am. So, and I'm looking at just getting an update. So I usually set those for an hour and a half, sir. So y'all going to be out here an hour and a half because y'all the only thing I got that date. So y'all have to hang around from 9 a.m. till infinity, okay? Because you're not getting paid like I am to do this job, okay? So, you know.
My whole work day.
So I want to ask both of you again, sir. I know you're a truck driver. You're allowed to call. You're allowed to call this in. So, but I'm looking at, is there any reason October 6th is not a good date for y'all, like doctor's appointments or anything like that?
You said October the 6th or the 16th?
6th at 1:30 p.m., sir.
The 6th, that's fine. It's not an issue.
All right, how about you, Miss Gary? Is that work for you, ma'am?
I'll make it work.
All right then, folks. Again, sir, your deadline is the 15th. And we're going to come back and take a look at that information to see whether or not the court needs to make any adjustments on that day in October. But I'm going to go ahead and do some math and come up with an interim amount that's going to be the child support the 1st of September and the 1st of October. And then we'll deal with anything else in addition to that on the 6th of October. And again, I might have enough data where I can go ahead and finalize this thing on that date. If not, then I may be looking at the entire year, but I think after 10 months, we may get a good idea what your income stream is. I really only need 6 months worth of information, but we'll get updates to any other contracts that you have been able to obtain during that time frame, sir, and get your testimony on those. But anyway, folks, Friday, this coming Thursday, 9 a.m., no one has to appear. October the 6th, 1:30 p.m., everybody needs to appear, okay?
Your Honor, what Zoom code is that, Your Honor? And are we sure that
I'm sorry?
October the 6th? Okay.
I haven't made it yet. I haven't made October
Okay.
6th yet, so okay.
All right, Your Honor.
And I'm
Okay.
eager to make that as soon as we hang up, but you already, but you can go ahead and give them the one for this coming Thursday, but again, they don't have to appear on that, okay?
Okay.
All right, but you'll get a letter from the state telling you what the court ruled on that day. So everybody go to work, take care of your business. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, everybody.
If
You need the parties back in breakout for anything? You need to go back in breakout and give him the email that he needs to send all that financial information to. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all very much. And for now, we're off the record, and I'll see everybody on October 6th. Thank you.
Thank you.